Hello and welcome to my Airbus A320 Flight Factor tutorial for X-Plane 11. And this tutorial will cover the startup, FMC programming and taxi, takeoff and initial departure. Okay, so let's get things started straight away. I'm using a A320 checklist to download. The link for it will be in the description below. So the first thing we want to do is put the battery on. 1 and 2. I'm not using exterior power. APU fire button. I mean, test it if you want. Obviously, in reality, you do. It's not essential for the startup of the plane. Next, we come down here to APU master switch. Press that. Now we need to give it a few seconds pause. Because I found if with this Flight Factor A320, if you press the start straight away, it wouldn't actually start the APU, so that should be long enough. We now press start, come back down here. So just got to wait a few minutes for the APU to kick in. Okay, that's now coming online. Brilliant. We're not using any exterior power. Parking brake is set. There's now a little braking testing you can do according to this checklist that I never really bother. Parking brake is on. Hopefully it should be. Yes, I just actually realised I need to start Project Fly. Excuse me a minute. Brilliant. The flaps are up, ground spoilers are retracted, disarmed at the moment. Probe window heat and APU bleed next. Probe window heat is here, APU bleed directly above it. Cross bleeds should be on auto, they are. The aircon packs 1 and 2, I know it says fault there, but that should go out in a minute and they'll be on. Temperature selectors we can leave as they are. And the electrical panel, I can for some reason never remember where that is. Where are you? Electrical panel, probably directly above. Oh, here we are, yes. Electrical panel directly above there. We just check through that, make sure there's nothing untoward. All looks good. Ventilation panel, of course, is just down here. Next we come to the ADIRs. That's these 3 up here, and we just turn them all one at a time to nav. There's 3 of them in total. There we go. Emergency lights armed. It's down here. Landing elevation is automatic. Engine 1 and 2 fire button tests. That's here and here. Strobe lights to auto. That is already set on auto down here. A radio panel is on. That's obviously that's down here. As you can see, the radio panel is on. Not flying with ATC for this. Altimeter set. I have X Enviro, so I'll just get the QNH off of that from the weather briefing, and just going to refresh that. It's telling me the QH is 1015 with no significant. It's really annoying. There we go. 1015. ATC clearance obtained while flying offline, and as I don't use default ATC and X-Plane at all because it's absolutely naff. So we can now imagine we've got our clearance, and we'll now program in the FMC. So here we are, the FMC. What do we do in the FMC? Well, first we go to the inits page and we put in our departure, LHBP, Budapest. We are flying up to, where are we flying up to today? We're flying up to Glasgow, EGPF. Quite a long one today. EGPF, there we go. Next we go to the IRS init and we align on ref, confirm align and return. Here we put in the cost index. You can look those up online, or you'll get it from your virtual airline. The Wizz Air cost index, I believe, is around about 7. That's the one I typically use anyway. Cruising altitude today, 360. We come next to the page here. Now if we come down to our little tablet here and go to performance data and just click set, it very conveniently fills it out. There are other settings in here if you want all the fluff of having you know, boarding stairs and bits, but not really gonna. I just want to run through the essentials of how you actually start this plane up without worrying about all that fluff. Okay, so then we click on flight plan and NHBP. We are departing from 31 left via the Bada for Lima departure, and then bear with me here because this is quite a long flight plan to enter in. So from Badov, so if we just click down here next to Badov, because from there we select Airways and we're going P41, and there's a lot of these to put in, so bear with me. ABITU. This is from my SimBrief generated flight plan. Next we're direct to Mavor, so we can just put MAVOR, stick that in there, and then from Mavor we're back on P41 airway, and that takes us to Bavis. There we go. And from Bavis it's Lima 602, or L602 if you like, to BNO. BNO. There we are. And from there it's L726. L726. To Bodal, or Bodal, however you want to say it. I love these waypoint names. There are some quite humorous ones out there. L726, especially in the States, they seem to have quite a good sense of humour around their airports. Everything Disney characters, Bugs Bunny and everything. Elmiak. And then from Elmiak, L602. Should use proper phonetics actually. To Sodro. Sounds like saying sod right off, it's quite funny. And then from there it's direct to Rubel. And from Rubel UL602, Uniform Lima 602. To HMM. And from there we go T281. T281 to Amsam. And from Amsam UL980. To RKN. We are getting towards the end, I do promise you. From RKN it's direct to Andik. And from Andik it's direct to Mimba. And from Mimba it's back onto L602 to Emlon. And from Emlon it's Mike 79. M79. To Nateb, or Nateb. So that is open to interpretation as to how you pronounce them. Uniform 96 takes us into Haven, and that's our final. Now typically the star you use takes its name from the last waypoint, but not always, because as you'll see shortly, if we go to EGPF, we are arriving on a runway 5, and we're actually arriving on the Alana 2 Delta arrival. Insert. Quick hop back to performance. Flaps we need to set, and according to our trim position it's up 0.1, so 1/up 0.1. Flex to temperature, there is a way to calculate it, but I typically just go the value of 40, it's always served me well. And we can now put in the V speeds, click there, there's no click one for V1, usually just put it about 3 knots slower than, VR. So there we go. And then, so yeah, that's basically the FMC is all set up nicely. Okay, so we come back to the setup of the aircraft. FCU set, yeah, flight directors are on. Yeah, they will be in a minute. ILS off, so nav mode, so TCAS. So we'll just set the TCAS value now. We'll just stick, obviously, whatever your given squawk is. I'm just going to put 2000 in. Anti-skid should be on. That's the switch here. It is. Weather radar is not really functioning on this Flight Factor. I'll do a Flight Sim Labs. Oh no, what they're called? Something Labs. FS Labs. A320 that have P3D that has a functioning radar and everything, so I'll cover that in a tutorial for that at some other point. Thrusters are idle, ignition selectors normal. Ideas are aligned, well they're just aligned now. That's good. Doors are closed, stairways dismissed, downstairs anyway. Seatbelts, no smoking, we can turn on now, it's just up here. Seatbelts on, no smoking on, beacon light on. And now next thing we do is fuel pumps on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we're ready to push back and start. So imagine we've got our pushback clearance from ATC. We now come up to the better pushback and pre-plan. Now I've departed from this gate before, so it's already planned with my little aircraft back there. So just press enter to confirm that. And we just come up to better pushback, and we just go start pushback. I must say, I do find the A320 a lot quicker and simpler to set up than a 737. That's not to say it's a better plane or vice versa. I do enjoy flying them both actually, so before this turns into a massive Airbus Boeing sort of which one's better debate, I equally enjoy flying both aircraft on sim. I also equally enjoy travelling in both aircraft in real life. I mean, you know, give me anything that's got wings on it, I'm happy to fly in it. So I don't really want to get stuck into that or which one do you like better debate, because I like them both. They're aircraft, it's all good for me. So anyway, we'll let the better push back. Usually takes him a few minutes to get his stuff together and
okay. All doors and hatches are closed.
Get us underway. So I'm here at Budapest, by the way, and this is freeware scenery, and I visited Budapest a lot in real life. I lived in Budapest for a couple of years. Yeah, this is an absolutely fantastic rendition of the airport, and it's got all the cities, like a Hungary VFR scenery. It's got all the main landmarks in Budapest. It's brilliant, I love it. It's all freeware, so it's what I love about X-Plane, is there's so much quality freeware on here. It's just brilliant. But anyway, I digress. We're supposed to be talking about the Flight Factor A320. That in itself is a nice aircraft, although you don't get any sounds on the replays, which is a bit frustrating. There is a new update for it. It's come out recently. I haven't installed it yet. I've still got to do that, so I'll probably do that, bite the bullet on that and do that at some point. Hopefully it won't screw too much up. Okay, so we release the parking brake. And we now turn this switch down here to start. Wait for the screen to change. And then start up engine number 2. Oh, my throttles for some reason were not set on idle. They are now. So yeah, we're pushing back. It's a very short taxi out to 31 left. Now, I've got obviously contoured runways, and they're a bit hilly shall we say, here in Budapest. I need to try and find a way to smooth it out a bit. You'll see what I mean when we when we take off shortly. That's all adds to the fun. I mean, certainly not as hilly as that in reality. I mean, it's quite uneven. Okay, you heard that click. We can start engine 1 now. This scenery doesn't incidentally include. Hold on, let me go to the wing view a minute. They've built up a. Oh no, wait a minute. Yes, it does. I stand corrected. It does include the new wing of the terminal they built out there. Wow, I didn't think it did. I know the LH simulations scenery. I don't think does include it. That's for P3D, Budapest. I'm digressing again, aren't I? So yeah, a Flight Factor A320. Okay, so we've double click out. So let's have a look. Engines are up and running. Ignition selector, we can switch back to normal. It's down here. Just set our parking brake. Pushback is complete. APU bleed can come off now on the overhead. There we go. Packs already on. Ground spoilers. We just arm down here. Lift that up. Water brake set to maximum. Rudder trim, pitch trim, flaps. We just one click on those just to extend them out. Just do the control surfaces. Make sure that they are all good. APU master can come off now as well. Switch the light on inadvertently. Master switch off. Onboard checklist, onboard flights. Anti-ice, don't need any. Our temperature already set. Nose light on. Nav lights on. Up to if you want the logo on for nighttime flying. And runway turn-offs. And we're ready to taxi on out to the runway now. So I know Budapest Airport very well. Fly out of here a lot on sim, and of course I've flown it through here a lot in real life. So we will just come out from here and we will roll the plane around to the left. I'm going to digress again because I really want to talk a bit more about Budapest Airport and say it's a great airport to use in flight sim. Reason being is it's because it's so centrally located for flying around Europe. You can easily get across to obviously Spain and the UK, for example, and you can equally easily go as far afield as Moscow and Greece and Turkey without it taking forever and a day. So it's a lovely central position, and it's great. It makes a great base for exploring around Europe. And also, if you're flying online, then it does reasonably often have some degree of ATC staffing here, not always, but it does have a reasonable amount of traffic. So again, if you're learning something like that sim, it might even be, as long as you've got someone online doing the ATC, a good place to start. So anyway, we're coming down to 31 left, and over the other side there you can see the old terminal. I think it's this side. I'm trying to remember now. Looks like, oh no, maybe it's the other side actually. To the line. Anyway, let's just start here a minute. No, alright. So we'll stop short of 31 left because there's just a few more switches we need to press. Take off. So there we are. We'll just press the takeoff config switch, just make sure everything is normal as has been confirmed. Oh, TCAS we've only got on standby. We can switch that on now. It's just this little thing here, round to there, and also just up the top there. Then next we come overhead because what we want to do is we want to switch off the packs for takeoff. and we want to turn the nose light to take off and these two lights and the strobe on. We want to start the clock here. There we go. Okay, we can now set my cruising altitude on there, I think 36,000. So you'll see in a minute what I was saying about the runway here.
Approaching 3-1 left.
Okay, we make a left turn. Sorry, a right turn even. 3-1 left is the runway. And look, there we go. Look, oh my god, what's happened to that runway? Oh dear, that's not good.
On runway.
Anyway, so what we will do
left.
now is we will, we'll depart out. Here we go. Increase. 1 click. 2 clicks till we get manual flex plus 40. SRS. Then we're good to go. And now you'll see how damn uneven this runway is. In fact, it will somewhere down here. It'll probably just launch us into the air. There. Oh, we're airborne. There we go. Might as well go with it. Interesting sounds. Okay. Positive rate of climb. Ooh, nose down a bit. Gear up. And we can engage autopilot 1 there, come back up and turn the packs back on. Keep it in man flex plus 40 for a little bit. And as you get to around, well, you can do it whenever you want, you can ease back until it goes into TRH climb. And there we can see across to our left here the beautiful city of Budapest. See if I can point out some of the landmarks for you. Looks like Hero Square down there. And that's... no, that might not be Hero Square actually, sorry. I thought there was, but no, that points to too tall. Yeah. So over in the distance here, yeah, we can see some landmarks that can't quite. It's turning, damn it. Okay, forget that plan. Okay, flaps up. See the Parliament building down here. There it is, Chain Bridge, St Matthias Cathedral. It's all there. And we're through the clouds now. So there we go. We'll finish that tutorial off for now, and that's, yeah, basically everything you have to do to get your Airbus up in the air. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.